You know, if you could take a peek inside one of the most successful investment portfolios of all time, what would you even expect to find? I mean, hundreds of complex bets? Some kind of secret algorithm? Well, today, we're unlocking the vault of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. And you're going to see that the core of this financial empire is a lot simpler and way more powerful than you might think.
So let's just start with this number. It's so big it almost looks like a typo. 5.5 million%.
Yeah, that is the mind-bending return you would have gotten if you had invested with Warren Buffett way back when he took over Berkshire Hathaway in the 1960s. So the real question is, how on earth did he do it? Well, the secret isn't what most people think.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to uncover the whole strategy behind that incredible number. We'll start with the secret to his success, which is really surprising. Then we'll meet the 6 big companies that are the core of his empire. We'll look beyond those giants, break down his whole philosophy, and then we'll get to the single biggest lesson for you.
You see, the foundation of all this success isn't diversification like we're always told. It's the exact opposite. It's concentration. So forget spreading your money thinly across hundreds of different stocks. Buffett's empire was built by making a few, absolutely massive bets on companies he understood inside and out.
And this chart really says it all, doesn't it? Nearly 3/4 of Berkshire's entire public stock portfolio is tied up in just 6 companies. That's not just a strategy, that is a huge statement of conviction. And get this, on top of all those stocks, Berkshire is sitting on a mountain of cash. We're talking over $344 billion at last count, just waiting, ready to pounce when the right opportunity comes along.
So, who are these giants? Come on, let's be honest. This is what we all want to know. Understanding these 6 companies is really the key to unlocking Buffett's entire way of thinking.
All right, first up, and it is not even close, is the tech titan itself, Apple. Now, even after trimming their position a little, Apple still makes up almost a quarter of the entire portfolio. At over $71 billion, it's worth more than 5 times the value of any other stock they own. Think about that for a second.
Okay, coming in at number 2 is a name that's basically synonymous with financial services, American Express.
This is such a classic Buffett pick. You see, American Express has this brilliant model where it makes money in 2 ways, from the fees on transactions and from lending money. And by focusing on higher income customers, it has this built-in resilience that helps it cruise through pretty much any economic storm.
The third largest holding, well, it continues this theme of financial powerhouses. It really shows Buffett's long-standing belief in the American banking sector.
Even with all the challenges facing the banking industry these days, this $30 billion stake in Bank of America sends a really clear signal. The belief is that major U.S. banks are just pillars of the economy, and they're not going anywhere.
All right, number 4. This one is maybe Buffett's most famous and definitely his most personal investment, the one and only Coca-Cola.
You know, for him, this isn't just about the balance sheet. It's the perfect example of his whole philosophy. Invest in what you know, in what you appreciate. He understands the brand, he obviously loves the product, and he's held onto that stock for decades.
So, to round out the top 6, we have 2 massive bets on the future of energy. And these are bets that really go against what a lot of other investors are doing right now.
While so many investors have been shying away from oil and gas, Buffett has famously done the opposite. He doubled down. He's basically betting that the world's need for energy is not going away anytime soon, and he's put his money where his mouth is with huge investments in both Chevron and Occidental Petroleum.
So while those 6 giants are the absolute core, the rest of the empire actually tells us even more about Buffett's strategy. If you look just beyond the top 6, you see the pattern just keeps going. You've got the financial gatekeeper Moody's, the household name Kraft Heinz, and then, what's really interesting, this major push into Japanese trading houses like Mitsubishi and Itochu. They're all businesses with these deep, unshakable positions in their markets.
Okay, so what is the common thread here? I mean, what links a tech company, a bank, a soda maker, and a Japanese conglomerate all together in the same portfolio?
It really all comes down to this one, deceptively simple but incredibly powerful idea, the buy and hold strategy. The goal isn't to be clever and trade in and out of stocks. It's to find truly great businesses and just own them for as long as you possibly can.
And when you start mapping his holdings to these principles, it all just clicks, right? Think about Apple's competitive edge, the strong management at Bank of America, American Express's leading position, and the recurring revenue from millions of people buying a can of Coke every single day.
Every single one of these companies ticks these boxes.
So, after this little tour of Buffett's empire, what's the big lesson here? What can we all take away from this masterclass in investing? You know, if there is one lesson to take from Berkshire Hathaway's unbelievable success, it's probably this. You don't need a super complex portfolio to build lasting wealth. The most powerful strategy might just be the simplest one. Find a few exceptional businesses, really understand them, and then have the patience to just hold on for the long run. Which kind of leaves us with a final question to think about. In a world of constant trading and crazy complexity, could a simpler approach actually be your key to success?
Bye.